Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here I am with another video for you guys today. And today we're going to look at my pirate ship collection, and I am going to rank all of the ships for you guys. What is my least favorite to favorite ships in my collection. So here we go. I'll start it up right now. And here is number 15. It is my Lepin, former red coat ship, and as you can see, it is in pieces. And the reason it is in pieces is because it got sank in one of my stop motion films. And when I rebuild it, maybe it'll be higher up my list. But again, as we stand here today, here is number 15, my broken down Lepin ship. And here is number 14. It is my little Enlightened ship mod. The sail, I modified the sail and mast on this ship pretty heavily. And the reason why is it was originally a pirate ship, and it had a pirate, Jolly Roger design on the actual sail. And I wanted to make it a merchant ship, so I completely had to change it up. But it's not a bad little ship, has a opening feature there. I haven't really talked about it much on my channel yet. But here it is. I changed it into a merchant ship. So here is number 14, my Enlightened quote-unquote merchant ship. And here is number 13, and it is this little Lego ship that came with the Imperial Trading Post set, the classic Lego Pirate set. And this is a fairly famous ship amongst Lego pirate fans, and this is the only set that it ever came in. It's actually a very nice little merchant ship. The only reason I can't put it higher on my list is because of size, but I was really debating putting it above the one to come next. But as we are, here it is, number 13, this little Lego ship. And here we are with number 12, and it is my Enlightened, King of the Seas modded pirate ship. The reason I don't have this higher on my list is because I'm not 100% satisfied with the mod job that I've done on it so far. This one might just be a little bit more of a work in progress at the time of this video. But having said that, it's not a bad little ship. Of course, it's one of the smaller, pirate ships in my fleet, but you need to have ships of all size. But here we are with number 12. And here is number 11, and it is my Lepin, heavily modified ship. And again, if you've watched my videos in the past, I tend to be quite hard on this ship, and that a lot of that has to do with Lepin itself. But the modification job that my wife and I did on this ship is actually pretty solid. That I'm fairly happy with it. I feel like I've been a little overly critical in the past of this ship. It's a pretty good little ship, and when it's on it's not little, it's quite large. But when it's mixed in with the rest of my fleet, it looks fine. So. Again, I've reevaluated its place in my collection, and here we are at number 11. And here we are with number 10, and it is my Enlightened Armada flagship, which is a direct ripoff or clone of the Lego Armada flagship set. And I took this set, and really the only modifications I did with it was basically turn it into a blue coat ship, because it already came with the blue and white sails. So basically, I just put blue flags on top of it, blue Lego flags. But oh, and I put the figurehead on there. It didn't come with a figurehead, but it's actually a nice little ship. I can't really complain much about it. The only reason it doesn't come in higher on my list is because it is one of the smaller ships in my fleet. But again, it's nice to have different size ships. But as it is, I'd have to put it at number 10. And at number 9, we have my second Enlightened King of the Seas ship. And here you can see I modified this one into a blue coat ship, and I actually named it the Enterprise. kind of a fun play on the Star Trek ship. And you can see it's got a Lady Liberty as its figurehead, and I added all this blue trim around it. These sails, these are custom made sails that my wife made with blue fabric. We put a lot of time into the modification of this one, and so that's why it ranks a little bit higher than some of the other ones. As a matter of fact, I really like this ship a lot, and to me it makes a fantastic second best ship in my blue coat fleet. And I kind of wish I could rank it higher on my list because I am so partial to it, but I just can't really put it above the ones coming ahead. So as we are, it stands in at number 9. And here we are with number 8, and it is my Enlightened Corsair series ship. I forget the actual name of it, but I turned it into a red coat ship, and it is a miniature version of the Black Seas Barracuda. I mean, that's basically what Enlightened did here, is they took the Black Seas Barracuda and shrunk it down a little bit, and in turn they made a very nice little ship that I do highly recommend getting. And basically all I had to do was we took a red Sharpie and painted red on the sails, because the sails were like a brown, that brown here, they were brown and white, and I thought that the red would help it make it look like more of a red coat ship. And of course added the red coat flags. But it is actually the smallest ship in my red coat fleet, so the red coats do have a bit of an advantage over the blue coats fleet wise. But again, it's a very nice Black Seas Barracuda miniature version, and it's number 8. And here is number 7, and it is my Brickbeard's Bounty modification, the Lego Brickbeard's Bounty. And let me just start by saying that 7, 6, and 5 on my list are very, very close. I've really had to think about pretty hard which one I like better than which. They're all very similar in quality, but this is how I would rank them. And this is Brickbeard's Bounty. Yes, I modified it, changed the sails. These are official Imperial Flagship sails. I turned it into a red coat ship. I put the crow's nest up there, just because I like having crow's nests. But that's about it. Most of it is pretty much as is when you get the out-of-box version. And again, I would rank this one as number 7, which is my second largest ship in my red coat fleet, number 7. And at number 6, we have the Lego or Lepin Black Pearl. This is actually the Lepin version, but the Lego version is almost identical. So, I mean, either way you want to go with it is fine. And when building this ship and putting it together, there were some things that disappointed me about it. And I'm not talking about the brick quality, I'm just talking about the overall design itself. Most notably, the way both cannon ports are right there in the front, so it just doesn't have a very symmetrical feel to me. And it's one of the smaller ships. It's a quite small ship, but what really saves it is the captain's quarters. It has one of the nicer captain's quarters in any Lego ship, so that really helps add to it. And the fact that, I mean, it's an iconic ship from an iconic film series, and it does have nice eye appeal or curb appeal, however you want to call it. But when you really get down to the meat and potatoes, I do think number 5 is the superior ship. But again, here is the Lego or Lepin Black Pearl, number 6. And at number 5, we have the Lego, the Brick Bounty. And again, I really back and forth between 7, 6, and 5. They're all very close in quality. But something about this ship appeals to me a little bit more. I think it has more odds and ends, like the retractable plank, and I just think it utilizes things better than the Black Pearl or Brickbeard's Bounty. Brickbeard's Bounty is very close, but it has more flaws, where you know, the black pearl, it doesn't utilize the space of the set very well, in my opinion. Even though both of these ships are roughly the same size, so they're both, you know, on the smaller spectrum of things. But it has the retractable plank, and it has the coolest crow's nest of any pirate ship to date. So it definitely has that going for it. And it has some cool features on the cabin, inside the cabin, the captain's cabin, which I'm not going to go into right now, but I know I have other videos that'll go more in depth than that. But again, number 5, the Brick Bounty. And at number 4, we have the Kazi Black Pearl, which it had really, the only resemblance it has to the actual Black Pearl is that it is black, ship with black sails. Other than that, it's basically, you know, kind of a knockoff or a clone version of the Imperial Flagship, but it's different enough at the same time to be its own thing. This, you know, I've went into detail about the flaws with the ship many times, so anybody that might be interested in this ship, I recommend looking for more videos on it on my channel. But I'm talking about my finished version, you know, or the version you see in front of you, which is not the out of box version. And I would put it at number 4, and the reasons are of its size. Again, it is the second largest brick built pirate ship on the market at the time of this video, and it's just a very ferocious, evil looking ship. So, you know, those 2 reasons are why I rank it at number 4. And at number 3, we have the Lego or Lepin Queen Anne's Revenge from the Pirates of the Caribbean films. This is actually the official Lego version, but Lepin does make a knockoff version of it that I'm sure is very similar. But I rank this ship at number 3 in my collection, and the reasons why are it's one of the larger ones. It's the 3rd largest in my collection, and it's very ferocious, fearsome looking. Not quite as much as the Kazi Black Pearl is, but definitely number 2 with a bullet. And it just has some very cool features, all the bone design, you know, the giant lantern in the back, and it has quite an elegant look to the whole thing. And there's something about this ship I really like. So again, I place this one at number 3, the Lego or Lepin Queen Anne's Revenge. And at number 2, we have my heavily modified Black Seas Barracuda. Of course, this is actually the Enlightened version, not the Lego, but it's a direct knockoff, ripoff of the Lego set, the original Lego pirate ship. And of course, I turned mine into a blue coat ship, so it is the flagship of my blue coat fleet, and I had to put this one at number 2, and the reason why, it's just so darn pretty looking. No, this ship is just so gosh darn elegant looking. I really think it is the most eye-appealing ship in my collection, and not even that. I think it is the most beautiful brick-built pirate ship that has ever been made. You know, the original, you know, Black Seas Barracuda. Sometimes, you know, watching videos or seeing pictures of it doesn't do it justice. When you have it in front of you that you're like, yeah, I get why this is considered one of the best, you know, Lego brick-built pirate ships of all time. So again, I put the Black Seas Barracuda at number 2. And at number 1, no surprise should be here. It is the Lego, or in my case, Lepin Imperial Flagship. This is just an absolutely fantastic Lego ship. To this day, it is. I think it has to be considered the best, you know, Lego, you know, brick-built pirate ship to ever be made. But not only that, this is easily one of my 5 favorite Lego sets that is in my collection. It was really fun build, and the final piece is amazing. It's beautiful. I do think that my Black Seas Barracuda is a little bit more attractive to the eye, but this has just so many more bells and whistles and features and functions that just doesn't have. you know, which again, I have lots of videos on my channel that go into all the bells and whistles of this thing. So I'm not going to do that here. But again, here it is, the #1 ship in my collection, the Imperial Flagship. So that's my video for you guys today. Thanks everybody for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you know, press that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Or if you want to ask me questions, feel free. I try to, you know, respond to everybody as well as I can. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Take care, everybody.